Hello, today I'm going to review the Samsung Media Player 5.0. Now, several years ago, Apple introduced the iPhone and the iPod Touches, and there really hasn't been any serious competition for the iPod Touch. I know there was a Zune that was out, but that's no longer on the market. So what this is an attempt to compete with the iPod Touch. Now, these players are available in 3.6, 4, 4.2, and 5-inch screen sizes. This particular one is a 5-inch screen size. If you want a size comparison, here's an iPhone 4, and you can see it's quite a bit bigger than an iPhone 4. Now, what this unit does is basically it's kind of like a dual unit. It plays music, it plays video, it has an internet browser, it shoots video, it's a camera. Pretty much everything but the kitchen sink is on this thing. It also has an FM radio tuner also. So for me, I had an iPod Touch, but I was dissatisfied with the camera on it. I had the 4th generation, and the camera was really crappy. It was only 0.7 megapixels, and it wasn't really, in my opinion, even usable because pictures looked really grainy and really bad. This unit has a 3.2 megapixel camera, and it also has a front-facing camera. I think it's maybe like 0.7 or 8 or something like that for the front-facing one. The back of the unit is a white plastic, and what you have here is you have your camera and your flash, and you have stereo speakers. You have one here and one here, and these are actually pretty good sounding speakers. They sound quite a bit clearer than the speaker on the iPod Touch. And if you're watching a movie or something like that, I think it would be, quite a bit better sound than what you're getting out of an iPod Touch. Now, this unit runs on the Android platform, and I believe what it's called Android. I'm not real familiar with their operating systems. This is my first unit that's Android, but I believe it runs what they call Gingerbread. I don't know why they name everything after food, but they do apparently. And in my opinion, it's a pretty nice running unit. It doesn't have as fast as processor as the newest phones, but for what it is and for what it costs, which I'll get to in a minute, I think it is a pretty nice unit. Now down here you can go to your music, your videos, your internet browser, and then you can go to your apps. And basically, it comes with a bunch of standard apps like camera, gallery to view all your pictures and videos, Gmail, settings and so forth, maps, clock, calculator, pretty much kind of what would be on the iPod Touch. And there are quite a few apps available for Android. They're probably, I'm thinking there's like maybe 700,000 at the time that I'm making this video. There may be more. I was able to find pretty much every app that I had under iOS. I was able to find on Android, and I was also able to find some that aren't available for iOS. For example, there's a FrostWire app available for Android where you can like download music and things like that, which I thought was kind of cool. The size of the unit, yeah, it is a little on the big side for carrying around, but I feel that once you have it for a while, you get used to it and it doesn't really bother you that it's that size. It's not really that heavy because it's mostly plastic construction. There isn't a lot of metal in it. As far as how I like it, I think it's a pretty nice unit. The list price, I believe, is $217 right now, but a lot of times you can find this unit on sale for like $189, or the lowest I've seen it in, like, say, Best Buy. I believe they had it once for $169. One thing I failed to mention is up top here, there's a slot. There we go. There's a slot for a micro SD card. And what that enables you to do is that enables you to expand the memory from the standard 8 gig internal memory. You can put up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in there. So, you know, that gives you a lot of memory. You can get a card like that for probably about $20 or less right now. And for $20, you're adding 32 gigs of memory to your unit. Whereas with an iPod Touch, you have to, the memory is built in, and you pay more for the units with more memory. So like for a 32 gig iPod Touch, right now, the latest model, you're paying about $300. And this unit is probably, with a card, you shop around, you could probably get it for under $200, I would say. Just how it's laid out. On the side here, on the top, we have the power on-off button. We have a volume rocker. And of course, I showed you the SD card slot here. On the bottom, we have a headphone jack and a microphone. And we have the mini USB connector. Now that's another point. This unit, the charging cable and sync cable is a mini USB cable. It's not a proprietary cable like Apple uses, like their new Lightning cable or their old 30-pin cable. So you can pick up these cables like this pretty much cheap, for a really cheap price, and you don't have to spend a fortune to spend 20 or 30 bucks on a spare cable. I've actually have two 10-foot long cables ordered for this thing. And I think they cost me like a couple bucks or something like that. And I'll let you know. I'll maybe do a review on those when I get them. Now, if you're going to be using this primarily for music and not so much for video, I probably would recommend one of the smaller models, because they're less money and they're less bulky. Like maybe the 3.6 or the 4.2 inch would be a better fit for just those purposes. But if you are going to be watching a lot of video, or you just like a bigger screen, then I guess I would recommend the 5-inch version. To sum up, I think this is a great unit for the money. I like the various functions that it has. It has a lot of features that the iPod Touch doesn't offer, like a built-in FM radio. It has some apps that you can't get in iOS. And I should also mention that when you want to put music or videos on this, you're not limited to using a certain type of software like you are with the iPod and iPhone, like you have to use iTunes. With this, you can just drag and drop whatever you want to put on this right into a folder on this unit, and it's just as simple as that. However, there are programs available that will transfer your iTunes songs onto this unit, and one that I use is called Double Twist. And just search for it on Google or Bing or whatever, and it'll come up. And basically what it does is it just takes all your stuff, all your songs that you have on iTunes, and it just transfers it over to this unit. Or what I did is I transferred them over to a micro SD card and then slapped it in this unit. And the album artwork didn't transfer, but I was able to download an app that downloaded all the album artwork for me. So I do have most of my album artwork anyway. To sum up, I think it's a great unit for the money, especially if you don't want to be stuck with Apple and stuck with iTunes and the various limitations that you have with Apple products. You shop around, like I say, you can get this for under $200. So if you're looking for a media player, especially one with a little bit bigger screen, and you don't want to be limited to an Apple product, you might want to check out the Samsung Galaxy Media Player 5.0. You have any questions or comments about this player or this review, feel free to ask them. and comment, rate, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching my videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.